All right, time for a demo. Like I said, NetworkMiner and thus MalMiner both support static and dynamic capture. Static being, just a PCAP from a network, and dynamic being inline capturing of traffic, just like Wireshark would do. So first, let's generate a PCAP with a file in it, so we can see just how our functionality works. And before we do that, I guess I should show this is the normal NetworkMiner with all of its normal tabs, normal functionality. And what I've done for MalMiner is added an additional tab here with a couple of fields. I'll show they get populated in just a sec. And they've got all the different things that I already talked about already. PID signatures, the kind of number of suspicious entries in a PE scan report, the Yara signature, if it exists, the detection ratio from virus total, the file format of the binary being analyzed, so exe, a Mako, or ELF, and the file name on disk. Okay, and for these demos, this is my kind of attacker VM, I guess I should say. Hence, he's got malware on him, hence the background. But all he's doing is running a web server, and he's hosting up these binaries that we'll go through. So to start with, we'll show how MalMiner can handle a PCAP. So we'll just download I should start Wireshark. I got Wireshark already running, but to prove what it's doing, we'll okay, so it's on the virtual NIC there, which is connected to our attacker VM, and now we are capturing HTTP traffic. So we'll go to the we'll hit the attacker VM, even though it's a benign binary, and we'll download PuTTY. And we see that in Wireshark that we got a 200 and everything's good. So we'll stop, write this PCAP to disk. Okay, and now we can load this up in NetworkMiner. Demo 2, file we just saved. Now you saw it parsing out. Here's all the hosts that it sees in that capture, which is kind of neat, but way beyond the scope of what we're going to do today. And here's one of the files it carved out. As you see, it's PuTTY, exe. It does MIME types for the file types, which is kind of annoying for different OS, different operating system binaries. And I had to add support manually for that, but we'll talk about that later. So when you get a file, if you want to use MalMiner, just right-click and send it to the MalMiner tab. And it freezes up a little bit here, and that's it uploading it to VirusTotal and running Python. This is on the to-do list for things later to kind of make that asynchronous. But now it's been uploaded and everything's done. So as you can see here, VirusTotal says 1 out of 56 antiviruses detected, PuTTY.exe is malicious. That's the file format. Obviously, it's a PE, and this is the file on disk if you want to go see it. But so for what we've got here, let's take a look at the VirusTotal reports. Just right-click there, it shows it. Yep, and sure enough, whatever this antivirus is has detected it as malicious. All of this data is available programmatically inside of MalMiner. I just chose to only take, the highlights of it. That kind of being the detection ratio, though you could put whatever you wanted if you wanted to extend it. And the other thing we did was use, so Yara didn't see anything, neither did PEID. But we can see that in the local report, and this is just the output of PE scanner. And this, though, for those of you unfamiliar, this is just a typical PE scanner report. Kind of cool. Let's see what it thought was suspicious. So it thought that some or all of, probably not all, but some group of these imports are malicious. So kind of cool. All right, so next thing, will be to show a dynamic way. So we'll start capturing here. That's the virtual interface that the attack VM set up on. So now we're capturing files. And what we're going to show now is how we can detect a UPX packed binary. So we'll go to the attacker VM. And for those of you unfamiliar with UPX, it's probably the most common packer in use by malware. It's freely available, it's open source. It supports a whole bunch of different platforms. Again, I'll show you some of those later. So it's kind of a good real world demo. So what we'll do is we'll take putty and we'll turn it in. We'll UPX pack it. Okay, so now on our web server we've got a UPX version of putty, as you can see there. So with NetworkMiner listening, we will go and download the UPX version here. UPX. So it's got that. And Chrome even thinks it's malicious, cool. So there you go. The file carving got this putty.exe as it came down over the wire from our VM. That's kind of cool. We'll send it to MalMiner here. That one was a lot quicker. All right, cool. So as you can see here, the PEID flagged it and says that it's UPX. That I know that signature is kind of, the format's kind of ugly, but whatever. Another to-do list, I guess. And as you can see, by using UPX, the virus total detections went up. So that's kind of another cool thing to see. So you could open up the virus total results and see exactly which antiviruses are flagging this binary. And as you can see, there's 6 out of 5, and that's what it reports. We could add that in, I suppose, into the UI, exactly which antiviruses were detected, but the full UI support was a little beyond the scope of the time I had, but certainly a cool feature for later. Okay, so